Hello, welcome to On the Creative Road. I'm Brenda Harris, and I'm bringing you day 4 of 30 Days of Art warm-ups. And today we're going to be drawing with our eyes closed. It's another one of those prompts that's going to make you feel really goofy. It's kind of like drawing with your non-dominant hand, which we did on day 2. Whenever I use this prompt with kiddos, they get really giggly and it just feels kind of silly. And for me, the reason I do it is because it reminds me to respect my brain, and I feel really grateful to have my eyesight. So when I draw without my eyesight and I close my eyes, you're forcing your brain to really focus on all your other senses, right? All right, let's go. I'm using a larger sheet of paper. I have a feeling, since I'm going to be drawing with my eyes closed, that I'm going to need a larger sheet of paper. My prediction is that I won't be able to stick to the smaller sheet. I'm going to draw out, since I'm going to have to use my other senses and kind of feel for where I'm at on the page and kind of use my memory to tell me where I'm at on the page. I just think I might kind of go off a little bit off track. For us today, in the next 15 minutes or less, we're gonna have to really hyper focus on where we are on the page. And so it's a little bit of a memorization of where you are and just hyper focus of your space on the page. And hopefully we can stay kind of within our boundary here. Might be hard for you, maybe not. All right, without further ado, let's do three. I think we'll need longer than a minute. So I'm gonna do 3 minutes, and let's try to draw something that anybody can vision in their head, an ice cream cone, okay? You can make as many scoops as you want on top of the ice cream cone, but we're gonna draw an ice cream cone. And try not to open your eyes, just keep your eyes closed. And if you feel like you're way off base or you get a little goofy about it or get a little giggly about it, that's okay. We're just gonna go for it. And we might actually try drawing over the same spot a couple times and see kind of what happens there. So we're gonna start with 3 minutes, okay? Start the timer. I'm closing my eyes. I know you can't see my face, but I'm gonna close my eyes. I might try to, yesterday we did a continual line. I might try a little bit of that here just so I can try to focus on where I'm at on the page. I want to try to put the marks in for the, probably way off. This is the texture on the cone. I know that last bit was way off. Okay. Try to focus here. I think my talking kind of threw me off a little bit. Maybe a cherry on top. Okay, I'm gonna try to grab a different color. I think this is the orange one, this is the pink one, I think. Okay, I had my hand here, so I'm gonna try to remember where the cone was. So this pink one is gonna be my second attempt trying on top of the same spot. Cherry, maybe I'll color in the cherry. Gosh, I can feel that I'm just way off, but I think that's part of the game. Okay. Now I still have 3 minutes, so I'm gonna grab this one. I think is the brighter pink, if I remember correctly where it was. See, I'm feeling my sheet. I'm gonna do another cone over here, and let's see if I can kind of match the same shape. I don't know if I want the cherry. I'm thinking sprinkles. I want sprinkles. And I might try to color the inside the cone. have the crayon. So I'm going to try to use the crayon to color in the center of this. I'm totally imagining this. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, I know I put the scoop. I'm just doing one scoop on the top. All right, so I did 2 ice cream cones. One I tried coloring in with crayon. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's not half bad. I always forget to turn off the alarm. Oh, and I didn't even get the cross lines here. That's so fascinating and kind of fun, honestly. I kind of like that it's like this. I thought, and I grabbed a more purpley color, and I thought I had the pink, actually. I kind of like this color here and the orange with the purple. That actually looks fun. If I were to go back in, I'd probably, I don't know. I like that I just got the one set of lines, but I probably would, where's that? I don't want a super point. I want like a thicker. I'm just gonna add in some lines. Feel free to play with your picture too. You don't have to like not touch it anymore just because we're done. You know, I always tell people in my class, sometimes I feel like they're kind of like, especially if they're new to art, they'll say things like, oh, is this okay? Or, oh, I know I wasn't supposed to do that, you know, so that, and I'm like, wasn't supposed to do that. There's no right or wrong. Like it's, it's kind of, what color was this? Surely it wasn't this one, was it? Let's try it. Ooh, it is. So I tell them, you know, there's no right or wrong. Like art really is experimental. There's no like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Excuse me, my voice got rough. Certainly there are, I guess this is your pep talk for the day before I end the warm up. Certainly there are maybe outcomes that you're reaching for. You want a certain look, you want a certain feel. And so that's your intention, right? If your intention was to do it a certain way and it's not coming out the way you intended, then perhaps, you know, you can consider it, I don't necessarily want to say a failure, but perhaps you can consider it that it, you know, it was an experiment, that the outcome wasn't what you expected. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it was wrong, right? It just was different than what you expected. And perhaps that experiment gave you an idea or gave you some sort of, I don't know, insight into the material you're using or the way that you normally work. Honestly, I would never draw this on my own. Like I would never think to myself, I'm going to off-center the color. And if you know me and you know my normal way of working, I actually can get really into the nitty-gritty of the details and highlights and shading and shadowing and, you know, making as realistic as I'm able to, because I'm not perfect, but I try. And something like this is so wonderful for me and my brain because I don't normally work abstract, or I don't normally work in this way of kind of just freeing, like the inside coloring doesn't have to fit inside the lines kind of thing. And this has actually kind of inspired me. I'm digging this. I'm digging that. It's almost like a deconstructed ice cream cone. I think it'd be fun to make a whole pattern like this. And so maybe that's in my future. And I never would have thought that. I never would have tried it had I not done this prompt today. So again, actually filming this video actually was a little different than I expected. I thought we'd do a few of these. We just did one, but I think that's okay. It kind of brought up some things and thoughts and ideas, and I hope you can take those thoughts with you. And just remember that you're always experimenting. There's no real wrong or right. even for a professional artist, I think all that's happened is you've practiced enough that you are really comfortable with the outcome, that you've painted enough and you've done enough things that you know exactly what your style is, exactly, if I mix this white with this color, this is what's going to happen. The more you practice, the more comfortable you get with your media, your medium, your layout, your process, your style, your everything. And so instead of being a little bit unsure of what the outcome is, your experiments are a little bit more predictable. And even then, there's always something that could happen in the middle of painting that surprises you. Even when I'm doing something that I'm like, oh, this is so predictable, sometimes something crazy happens. So you never know. That's my pep talk for the day. Cool. So I look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be more of a meditative, relaxing prompt. So, all right. See you tomorrow.